Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the show. We're coming to you live from our studio here at the Interpack in Düsseldorf, where today and for the next days we'll be diving into topics that are shaping packaging conversations around the world. Over the next days, we'll be speaking with experts, hearing different perspectives, and taking a closer look at what really matters. So whether you're watching from home or joining us online, thank you for being with us. And let's get started. I'm very delighted to welcome Milan Licina from SEW-EURODRIVE. Hello, Milan.
Hi.
Hi.
So, glad to be here.
Yeah, glad to be here talking about experts. I think you're the perfect person to start the day with.
Thank you very much. I hope I will be interesting for our visitors and for our audience.
Of course. So I think we want to talk about some packaging machinery automation topic. So my first question would be production lines are often highly complex and fast-paced, right? So what are the biggest challenges operator faces when managing them? What can you say about that?
Yes, as you said, it is a fast-paced world and so on. We want to increase productivities in our factories. And if we walk around here, Interpack, you see a lot of machines. The machines as machines, they are not the issue. They are highly automated. Maybe they can be even more efficient, 1 or 2%. But the main issues is everything around the machines, because a lot of processes. The machines are contained from different components, different systems, different software, and so on. And to everything to manage, the maintenance people and service guys there need to run around and understand this everything. And this is the biggest gap to gain more efficiency and productivity, is not to become the machine faster and so on. And this is what we want to change.
Okay. And do you think that's something that the machine manufacturers had to understand, or what they just have understood?
Yes, this is exactly what they need to understand, because the system becoming more and more complex, and we're speaking that it's hard to find the talents who want to travel worldwide to make commissioning on the machine and so on. Then the systems need to be simplified. They need to be less complex, and like this we can attract the new talents, and the existing talent can do even more with less traveling and less effort.
So let's take a look at the reality. So why do the traditional engineering approaches struggle to keep up with the flexibility from today? What are the reasons, maybe?
Yeah, let's, for example, we take one machine. This generally there is controller from one vendor, the drives technology from other vendors, and so on, something with safety. And for each of these systems, we need specialists who can do something to adjust this and so on. And normally they say, when we everything perfectly configure, don't touch the running system. It's best in case this stays for 10 years there and running perfectly. And we come after 10 years and sell you another machine. And who gained the more value in this moment? No one, because machine won't become better with the time.
Okay. So maybe you can see some more opportunities to make the machine more productive, right?
Exactly. This is because today's system is really hardware driven. If you want to do something, I ask always the manufacturer how easy you can change the code in your factory. And they say, wow, it's risky, it's complex, and it's slow. I need to have always someone on the side who can make the smallest changes. And I say always, okay, let's compare what's happening with automobile industry, with modern cars and so on. Normally, before 5 years, we still need to drive to workshop, make the software update, and then I'm fine. Similar as in industry, someone need to fly to India or other continent, make changes, and it's fine. That's what's happening now. You buy a machine or you buy the car, and maybe after 5 years, you, with the same hardware, you receive the more value to additional features, as in automobile industry, autonomous driving systems. Who knows what could come in the future with machines powered with AI and different technologies.
I think that's a very strong example, especially in Germany, that all the strong automotive industry behind us here in the country. But let's talk about at your key solution. Let's say, how can the orchestration suite, how can this orchestration suite address these challenges?
Exactly, this is the new solution which we released on the market a few weeks ago, is with the name Orchestration Suite. Let's put it simple. As we say, in the past we tied a lot of not a lot of tides and so on, to make this complicated. And if we have the whole production and so on, we first need to know what's run on our machines. We need to have the proper backups, possibility to reach machine from everywhere. And orchestration suite is as a control tower for your production that you can update all machines in production on fly from anywhere, of course.
Okay.
From security side, you have permissions.
Okay. But in a typical packaging line, what changes exactly for the engineers? That would be, I think, a key point.
Yeah, this what is changing for engineers.
Yeah.
Is not anymore, engineering is not anymore about location, it's more about capabilities.
Okay.
Because now we have possibility to reach different machines, different controllers remotely. When we have downtime in production, we can make changes easily, even on other continent, if we have expert just in the Europe.
Yeah.
And this changing in work of engineers, they don't need to be always on site locally.
Okay.
It's enough that they have the capabilities.
Okay, I understand. But unplanned downtime is always critical in packaging, but not only packaging, but in industrial environment. So how do centralized backups and remote access help to minimize this downplanned?
As we mentioned, yes, the biggest cost are when production is stopping, and mostly when one machine is stopped and whole production is stopped, and we're speaking about more 100,000 euros of the costs.
Okay.
And first, what we need to do, we need to have the backup from the machine to know what is running on the machine, and then we don't want to run to the offices to search USB stick, and after this to search the expert who knows what to do. In this case, with everything centralized and automated, we know where is this staying when we need to help. We know where is staying our device, which we can replace, and with one click we can update the new device and restart the production. We have kind of a recovery strategy. This is the job zero in this case to solve.
Okay. We often talk about the data-based industry.
Yep.
So we also have to talk about a thing about security. Security, and even packaging lines are often part of sensitive production networks. How do you ensure the security remote access?
Yeah, this is a really good question, because centralization indeed helps to security. We don't have so many open access points to each machine for different suppliers and so on. You can imagine this as a cheese, a lot of holes. In this case, we have just one layer on which all machines are connected, and we have the clear rules, authentication, encryption, and so on. And from other side, every click in the platform when someone connect to machine is there written. No one can say I didn't do anything. In this case, the factory or maintenance managers, they have full control over one layer to all machine. They don't need to buy XY tools, make XY access point to machine. Just use this centralized, clear, secure layer to connect your machines.
Okay. So we talked about efficiency, we talked about security, we talked about data. Another thing that comes to my mind is AI. Of course, AI is a topic here at the Interpack 2026. How can AI-supported functions improve efficiency in this case?
Orchestration suite is based on the principles of DevOps, which coming from the IT world and so on. And in development phase, we have the machine builders, how they can profit from AI. You can imagine that each engineer has own assistant, as AI assistant, what we know from the consumer area and so on with ChatGPT.
Okay.
But in this case, AI generate documentation of the machine, explain the changes in the code, analyze the code. You can imagine some unexperienced engineer, second week on the job, he doesn't have idea what's happening in the machine. And in this case, AI can explain the changes and influence in context of the whole machine. And if he wants to make the changes, AI can support him to generate code across different vendors to make the small changes on the machine or generate the new code.
Okay.
And also we're coming on the security point of view, this really interesting feature that we have now machine are running with different kind of the firmwares for different kind of devices.
Yeah.
And AI is going from machine to machine, search which firmware is running on the machine. Is this something what is critical? Check by the vendors on the internet website if something newer, and inform someone in production. I mean, there is no problem if you have old firmware, if machines are unconnected. But we are coming to Industry 4.0 and digitalization. They will need to be connected.
Okay, okay. I've just another question in my mind, because packaging lines often combines machines from different suppliers, right?
Yep.
So how does the orchestration suite ensure this smooth interoperability?
It is really important, because not any factory or any machine on the world is just built from components from one vendor which are seamlessly integrated.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And what we are doing here, orchestration suite, is one layer which integrates different major vendors in automatization industry and simplify automation. We don't push our customer to say, you need to buy everything from us and then everything will be perfect. We say, let's accept reality and let's connect this system in one unified layer and make it simple to manage.
Okay. Looking ahead, how will software-defined automation will change the design or the operation? What's your opinion in this case? So what will be the changes?
Yeah, this is the big change. We want to run the modern business and so on. We have the slow processes. The main problem that our environment is changing much faster than our factories. Yeah. We want to produce smaller batch sizes, more flexibility, and we want to do the changes the most faster. In this case, our factories should be defined through the software. That major changes should be in the future be done through the software updates in shortest possible period. Everything with the goal that the factories become in the future more and more autonomous and self-adaptive. This means that they can, agents or whatever, that they can adjust the production without a lot of human inputs when we're speaking about in the future.
Okay, okay. Well, we're here at the Interpack 2026, and of course there are some other solutions that promise digitalization and packaging. Yeah. But what makes your approach more than just another layer on top of this complexity? So what's so special about the orchestration suite?
We don't add the second layer on the top, say, now is one more tool, you get more complexity, you need still one person who can manage this and so on. We indeed reduce the effort, we automated the task around the different processes and simplify automation, because everything, all this automation software is in one layer. Okay. We don't need to have different tools and more different layers of complexity.
Okay. Do you believe that fully software-defined or cloud management packaging lines will make traditional lines obsolete? So there will be, let's say, 380 degrees turn?
It's changing. We'll always have the harder defined factory. Okay. This will be still in many places normal, but it's evolving because we have different factors which are pushing us, because we don't have enough people to maintain such system, pushing us that we need to modernize and automate processes around the machine. And because we cannot pay someone just to making the click here and there and export the Excel tables in the future, this will change how we're thinking about automation.
Okay, okay, well, interesting. But let me have just another, maybe some personal question. What are your expectations here visiting Interpack? Of course, you're exhibitor. What are your personal expectations, maybe to see other solutions? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm always on the fairs. I'm amazed what is possible to automate, and it's in my DNA. I'm going from machine to machine and watching what's happening and what is there new. Always you can learn something, meet interesting people, and hear from the customer the real problems and so on. And what is my expectation? I see, at least on the previous fairs, that digitalization becomes necessity and so on, and my expectation that many machine builders will even more open the door and digitalize their machine, in this case, to empower the software-defined concept and modern productions.
Okay. And maybe you have so many international people around here.
This is great, yeah.
Yeah, that's so that this global perspective, I think that's unique.
This is really unique, because we have in Europe special opinion about something how need to be done in Germany and so on, and then you meet the people from Asia or from the South America and completely other mindset, and this everything is something what we need to consider, because one solution won't be one bullet point for all world, and when we're speaking about deglobalization for different markets, we'll need maybe adjustment for the solution or even the new solution.
Yeah. So I guess everybody is welcome at your booth, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think it's in Hall 6, I don't know.
In Hall 6, you
Hall
can
6?
visit us,
Yeah.
or my colleague is there. We can present your portfolio from hydro-defined
Yeah.
automation to the future topics as orchestration suite, and to show what is already possible, because we're speaking a lot about software-defined factory. It's not just vision or concept, it's something that becomes a reality.
Okay. So, very, very pleasant talk. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Milan,
very
for
much.
joining us today. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed.
I enjoyed. It was first guest today, and it was my pleasure to be there.
And next time I'll be remembering your name very better.
Everything fine. I hope it was not less time.
So, thank you very much. We'll be back, I think, at 12 o'clock with me. I'll be back at 12 o'clock. We'll be back with Interpack TV. Thank you very much for joining us. Bye-bye.
Making the invisible visible. Detecting defects and foreign objects, even